Good evening, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. It's Team FME here. I'm Jonathan, and I'm joined by Brew.
Hey
Brew,
guys,
how's it going?
it's going very well. It's as well as it can be. The end of a bank holiday weekend.
Yeah, it's been a nice extended weekend. Weather hasn't been too good, but that's Britain for you. But yeah, it's been a few weeks
In
since.
the gym industry, you've been at work all weekend, mate.
True, this is true. Um, yeah, so it's been a few weeks since our 2022 Simsex Paired event, which was a success. Really great to be back and having events again in person.
Yeah, definitely. We had an awesome time. It was nice to be back on the floor and see you guys on the floor throwing it down, and just nice to be back to an actual normal competition.
Definitely. And on that subject, we've got like some exciting news today. It's a really busy day here. We're announcing our next competition, which we'll get to in a bit. And the event video from those finals on April 30th is dropping at 7 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube, so you can catch that then. We'll post it on Instagram a bit later on as well. So just check that out, give that a like and a share. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's an awesome video.
Yeah, shout out to our videographer Bish for putting that together. Thank you. And yeah, so before we get into the exciting news, as per tradition, we are enjoying a beer whilst we do these shows. So for anybody who likes beers out here, we're just going to talk about what we're drinking. So I'm actually drinking a Brewdog and
For some reason, you've gone quiet, Johnny. So I think Johnny's having some technical issues from his end. He was talking about his beer. God knows what he's drinking. I also have a beer. I'm drinking a Northern Monk double dry hopped IPA, brewed in Leeds, for our guys from the Midlands who may know what that is. But that's what I'm drinking. Are you back, Johnny? Are you still? Apparently, he's not back. He's trying to talk. For those who are listening to this is quite hilarious. He's chatting, but we can't hear him. Not a thing. He's disappeared. While the tech guy figures out the tech issues, I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who came down for our finals event, both athletes, judges, volunteers, and spectators. We had an awesome event. Like, if you were there, you'll know we changed the layout. If you've done our events in the past, we've kind of changed things around quite a lot in regards to the floor, the competition area. We had vendors on the floor for the first time. Shout out to our vendors as well, who were awesome, who brought some great stuff down for the day, who donated prizes, who gave all our athletes patchy anyway. They give them all little patches to go on their bags. I've got one in my bag. So big shout out to our vendors and everyone who joined us on April 30th for our event. We had a great time, like I said, and it was just nice to be back. And, thank you to everyone who came along and made it probably our favorite competition we've done, I'd think, anyway. It looks like Johnny's back. Is he back with audio?
Am I back?
We can hear him. He's back.
That's true technology style to just drop out 3 minutes into a stream. Typical.
Yeah.
My headphones just disconnect. I don't know what happened there, but I'm back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you could hear me, but I was just recapping our events, just saying, we changed things around a little bit and it went really well. And, thanking everyone for coming along, both athletes, spectators, vendors, and volunteers.
Yeah, we were a bit anxious beforehand because we hadn't done it for 3 years.
Yeah, we felt like we were getting into the swing of things with our kind of 3 events that we did prior to COVID, and then had a little 2.5-year gap, and the panic was real. There's a few sleepless nights before, just worried about what if things go wrong or what if we've missed something. But thankfully, it all went very smoothly, and everyone seemed to have a great day. And the video, I think, captures that very well.
Yeah. So I guess on that subject, I think we already kind of spoke about this really as to what our plans were for an event later in the year. Traditionally, we've done an individuals event and then we did a pairs event. This time we're doing a pairs event and we've decided to try our hand at something else. So we alluded to this at the event if you were there, but we are going to be running a mixed sex quads event in November. So yeah, we can kind of talk about that now. Stephen,
Yeah,
take it away.
so a few people had kind of asked if we were going to do bigger team events. Our paired events, the one we've just done and the one we did back in 2019 in the November then went down really well. They were well received. We enjoyed programming them, and people were asking for bigger team events and stuff like that. So it was something that we were excited about. We'd never done before. It's very different programming for a team of 3 or a 4. And it was something that we thought made sense. So yeah, we're going to go with a team of 4 event later in the year, and we are very excited about doing it. So this, depending on how it goes, this is probably going to be our calendar moving forward: a pairs event early in the year, and then a quads event later in the year. It just kind of makes a lot of sense for us to do it that way. Just with the cost of everything at the minute, it's getting harder and harder to run an individual event at the scale that we would. We're very kind of passionate about giving our athletes a lot of time on the floor, getting them doing lots of workouts and stuff like that. Individual wise, the cost to run an event has skyrocketed through COVID. So it just, for us, isn't financially stable to run a singles event. And, a fours event is, it's something that's exciting. People seem to really enjoy competing in pairs and really look forward to competing in bigger teams. So like a 4. And we did put something out on our Instagram. I can't remember if it was late last year or early this year, asking what people would be interested in from an event. And, the teams of 4 was kind of the clear winner. So about the event, it's going to be a mixed team of 4, 2 males and 2 females. And there's 2 categories, an under 160 combined age and an over 160 combined age. Both categories will have an RX and a scale division. So if we look at the kind of screen here, if you're watching this, if you listen to it, obviously you can't see this, but like I said, they're under and over 160 age combined. There is a little clause in there I'll get to in a second. We've got the RX and scale divisions in both. In registration is going to open tomorrow, June the 6th at 9 a.m. In registration is all the way through until September the 30th. It's just before midnight. With our final held at the same place we've always been at Sunderland University on November the 5th.
I think what's in.
Go on, you go.
Yeah, I was going to say what's interesting about this event. I don't know if you'd mentioned this, but this is the first event we've done where we haven't had qualifiers. It's like purely you're registering for a place at the finals event, so there's no qualifying process. And I think a lot of our decision behind that was predominantly because it's a lot harder to put together a team of 4 from like just your gym and to be able to come together and do the qualifiers, whereas you can put together a team of 4 from like further gyms further field. If you've got friends who train elsewhere, then you can just come together for the finals in Sunderland rather than having to arrange to do qualifiers at some gym somewhere.
Yeah, I think that was a big factor in our decision to do it, and no qualifiers and just do a ticket straight to the final. Even in pairs, it's quite hard to arrange a time to get down and do a qualifying, especially when you're doing 3 or 4 qualifiers over like a 3 or a 4 week period. It is quite taxing and it's hard to fit around open gym times and stuff like that. That was just going to escalate more doing a bigger team of 4. And, speaking from experience running gym, I know how hard that would be to get kind of 4 athletes together all at one time when it would kind of suit and kind of fit around the class timetable at the gym. So it is a straight to finals event. There is no qualifiers. We will release some kind of ideas about movement standards, like what would be expected from RX and scale. Well, to be fair, we can kind of run through that now. If you've done our events before, you will know We kind of want them to be very inclusive. But that said, the RX division is kind of for those athletes who are more comfortable cycling a heavy barbell. For the guys, it would be kind of cycling weights like 60 kilos, ladies around about 40 kilos. And having people on your team who are comfortable with more complex gymnastics movements and, higher volume of gymnastics movements. So, you would benefit from having someone on your team who could do bar or ring muscle ups, who could, potentially handstand walk or handstand press up. The scale category wouldn't have your advanced gymnastics in there. So that would be your kind of deciding factors between RX and scaled. And as I mentioned earlier, we have the over and under 160 years combined age. For the overs, we do have a minimum age requirement in there that nobody under the age of 35 on the finals day of November the 5th could partake. So you couldn't have 3 50-year-olds and then one teenager, for example. Everyone would have to have a minimum age of 35 on that final stage. It's absolutely fine for anyone over to drop down into the unders. That's fine. But the overs need to be made up of what would be technically classed in the CrossFit world as masters athletes, anyone over 35. And then it keeps that age category fair, and you don't have any kind of, like I said, teenagers or anything like that competing with the older, the more masters athletes.
I think coming back to what your point about RX and scaled and the movement standards and expectations of athletes in those, I think that's one of the benefits of a team of 4 as well. You can have a variety of athletes in there. So you might have someone who's really strong at gymnastics, someone who's really good Olympic weightlifter, so you don't necessarily all need to be capable of a certain gymnastic movement.
Unbroken ring muscle.
Yeah, if you've got 1 or 2 people that are really strong at gymnastics, then that's an advantage for you. And then you might have somebody who's really strong. But that's one of the more interesting aspects of bigger team events like this, at least for me.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting, and I'm really looking forward. I've already been having a little play with kind of events and how I want to program them. So it is going to be very different to what obviously we've done as individuals or paired. And if you've done our events before, seen our workouts, they are kind of quite unique, and there's various elements in there that a lot of people haven't done before. So we're really looking forward to getting our kind of teeth in and creating a really cool quad event.
So as we said earlier, the registration will open tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. You can register at 2022.firstmeanseverything.com. Right now it's closed, but this button will be present there tomorrow. When you do register, we are asking for the t-shirt size for all 4 athletes. So if you can provide that there and then, that will save us some logistical admin work later in the year. Yeah. So please provide all 4 t-shirt sizes upon registration. That will be massively helpful. And yeah, just be mindful of this kind of age limit. So if you are entering the over category, the minimum age of an athlete on the team has to be 35. If you have a combined age of over 160, but you have somebody younger than 35, then you can drop into the under. You would need to drop into the under category essentially. So if anyone under 35 on your team, you must be in the unders, regardless of your combined age.
Yeah. So get in contact with whoever you might be thinking about teaming up with. Make sure your ages fit into the correct categories, and have a little chat about whether you're going to go RX or scaled. One thing we haven't mentioned yet, because there's no qualifying process, there is a limited number of tickets to the finals. Obviously, when we've done competitions in the past, the qualifiers are unlimited. We can take as many signups as possible on those, but we can only kind of have a limited number of finalists. So it would be the top whatever percent would go through the finals. With this event, because there's no qualifiers, it is on a strictly first come first served basis. So get in touch with your team members as soon as possible. We are predicting it's going to sell out quite fast. We've had very popular events in the past, and there is a firm registration cap on this event. again, we've talked about it before. Our aim is to get, the best possible day for the athletes. We want to kind of give them as much time as possible on the floor and give them, long workouts, not just little 2-3 minutes. So yeah, there is a strict registration cap on there, and once it's hit, it is hit. And that's an overall kind of cap. It's not, per division. So, we could have, 90 teams joined from the RX overs, and it would only leave a few spaces left for other teams.
Yeah.
So get in touch, speak to your, athletes who you may be thinking about teaming with, and try and get signed up as quick as possible to make sure you get in, because we can't physically take any more teams other than the 96 that we've kind of allocated. It would just dilute the day down for the teams, and we don't want that.
Yep. So registration opens tomorrow 9 a.m. Closes 30th of September. All the details are at the URL that's on the bottom here, 2022.firstmeanseverything.com. Obviously, we'll be relaying a lot of information on social media as well. So keep your eyes peeled on that. We did have a couple of questions, I think, earlier on Instagram. Somebody asked if we would ever do a mixed paired event. In the past, we've just done same-sex paired event, and the reason for that, I think, and Brew might be able to provide some more color here, but I think the reason for that is predominantly because of logistically with equipment. Like if you have a mixed pairs, and you've got to have two of everything, like a male and a female, barbell, plates, etc., etc. Is that right?
Yeah, it's just kind of the way we've always programmed and done events. We've had two events kind of going on at once at either side of the hall, and to have mixed pairs, we would have to kind of program quite differently to accommodate 16 say mixed pairs at once, using equipment, and it would just it would kind of escalate the cost to put on the event, which would make it a more expensive event to run. And we don't want to do that. We want to keep the costs as low as possible for the athletes signing up, and like I said, provide them the best possible day. So it might be something we look to moving forward. This is kind of our first mixed event as such, 2 males, 2 females. So we are going to have to cross that bridge, I guess, with this event. So we'll never say never, but there's no plans. Obviously later in this year, we've just got this event in November, and then we'll move forward and look at 2023 following the event in November.
Sounds good. Did you have anything else you wanted to
add? No, I was just going to kind of give everyone a bit of a catch up, because like those who were at the finals won't have kind of had much of a chance to speak to us as people there. We were quite busy. You'll have seen if you were there that we kind of run around a lot on the floor, and we get very little time to actually communicate with the athletes, which is a bit of a shame, really. But we are very kind of busy on the microphone, or altering the floor ready for the next event, and just overseeing things, the heats, etc. So it is a bit of a shame, and it's been a while since we've done one of these. And if you're watching, you may the eagle eye viewers may notice Johnny's in a different location to where he used to be. So I don't know,
we've
Johnny,
done one here before, have we not?
Chat about, you've had quite a busy period of time since we did our last stream.
Did we not do one in October when we announced the last comp?
Did we? Were you in your house then?
I would have. Yeah, I was in this house then. But since then I've got married since then.
Oh yeah, he's just got married. Nothing major.
Yeah, been a busy year since last June. House, baby, wedding.
Yeah. He's had a lot more going on than I have.
It's been a night. It's nice to now not have any major life plans scheduled.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been exciting though. But now I'm really happy to be able to run some events again. That's what was missing.
Like you said, we were desperate to get back to running a live event, and the one we did at the back end of April just kind of really kind of lit our fire again for putting on events, and kind of really kind of highlighted how much we enjoy it, and what a good day it is. And seeing everybody throw down and do the workouts. We had some awesome workouts. If you haven't seen or weren't at the event in April, make sure you check out the video that's going to drop later tonight. Like I said, it really captures how good that event was. How good that competition was, and the events and just the day as a whole. It was awesome. But running that event was just the fight that we needed to keep going and do an awesome event in November. So we're super excited to put on this mixed event. Team of 4, like I said, something completely new to us. So something that should be very exciting in terms of thinking about the programming and what we're going to do. Like I mentioned before, I've already got some ideas, and it is going to be quite out there. It's going to be very different. Going to do some stuff you probably haven't done before in terms of team dynamics, how it works. So really looking forward to getting the pen out and programming some of those events.
Yeah, so like we said, registration opens tomorrow, 9 a.m. at 2022.firstwingseverything.com, which is going across the bottom here. If you've got any questions about anything in the meantime, please reach out to us, Instagram, Facebook, email, pigeon carrier, whatever way you want. Yeah, that's fine. I don't really have anything much else to add because I have an impending bath time to do with 2 children. So
yeah, his life's a lot more hectic.
I'm enjoying some peace and quiet, and then I might just stay on here and just pretend I'm still streaming, just hide up here and enjoy the rest of this beer.
Hannah's probably watching downstairs.
I think she actually is. Or Elijah is, one of the two.
Yeah. But
but that's Go on.
Well, Johnny, I don't know if what time is the video dropping, Johnny?
7 p.m. I think. Yeah. Did I not say that? I think.
I don't know if we mentioned the time. Maybe we did. Maybe this beer is stronger than I thought.
It is 7 p.m. So in an hour and a half, it'll be premiering on YouTube and Facebook. Instagram doesn't have that facility, so I'll just post it on Instagram later tonight. But yeah, if you want to see it at 7 p.m., check it out on Facebook, check it out on YouTube. Please like, share. If you did compete in April, we'd really appreciate a Facebook review, even if it's not a good review, because we'd like to hear feedback regardless. So please leave a review if you did compete, and we hope to see you at our event in November.
Yeah, we can't wait, guys. Like I said, opens at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So you've got a few hours to get in touch with your potential team members, ask around, find your team, and be one of those first teams, guarantee your spot. Like I said, it is limited. We've got 96 spots available, and that's it. That's absolute capacity, and we can't take any more than that. There will be another little logistical change to accommodate more teams, more athletes. Our warm-up area and stuff is going to change moving forward. We've thought about everything. We haven't just jumped into this decision. It's been something that's been bubbling away in the background over the last few months. So super excited to do it, and can't wait to see you there and host something that's going to be brand new to us, a team of 4.
Very exciting. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Of course, you can watch this after the fact. So if you are, please don't ask any questions because we're not here to answer them. But please register. If you've got any questions, just DM us, and hopefully we'll see you in November. Until then, take it easy.
Yeah. See you soon, guys.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.